shoot straight, conserve ammo, and never cut a deal with the dragon. Do you remember what that's from? Well, I do. It's from fucking Shadowrun, bitches. Oh, and John Weisman, the creator of Shadowrun, back in the 1980s, late 1980s, is actually got some licensing so he can create a Shadowrun game for the PC. Now, what he's doing is he's starting a Kickstarter, which is fans and whatnot, they donate money to the project. I realize this sounds a bit lame, but it's Shadowrun, people. Shadowrun, you can do anything in Shadowrun. You thought D&D was cool? Fuck that shit. Shadowrun whoops D&D's ass. I'm sorry, a mage can use a stick and a knife. In Shadowrun, mage can use a goddamn grenade launcher, shotgun, anything. You're not limited by what you do to what you use. Sure, only mages and other spellcasters can use spells. But even as a spellcaster, you can pilot tanks, you can use fucking rocket launchers, machine guns, anything. And honestly, I want to see this go through, so what I'm saying is I'm going to put a link in the description below. And I want you to go there and I want you to watch this video and watch him talk about his passion for this game. This game is something that I grew up on. I grew up on Shadowrun. I played the Genesis game, I played the Super Nintendo game, I've played the pen and paper game, I even played the shitty shooter game they released for Xbox and PC. Just because it was Shadowrun. Am I a Shadowrun fanboy? Maybe. But out of all the things to be a fanboy of, Shadowrun is pretty goddamn cool. I mean, you have elves, you have dwarfs, you have orcs, you have trolls, you have humans, you have magic, you have dragons, you have all of that mythical stuff. But you also have guns and tanks and armored vehicles and motorcycles and all this other high-tech stuff. You can pimp out your character with fucking cyber gear. Get a mechanical arm that can squeeze the fucking life out of a goddamn ogre. Just so awesome. Or be able to connect to the internet with your brain. Remember the Matrix? Well, Shadowrun invented the fucking Matrix. Back in the day, Shadowrun. People connected to the internet in Shadowrun through stuff called data jacks in their head. It was a type of cyberware, which is like a electronic implant for a person. Well, what they did was you hook your jack into the link in your head and you could travel the internet. You also needed some computing software, which back then they called them cyberdecks, which had, imagine, your keyboard, your tower, all of your software, all of your hardware in a keyboard, a bit bigger than a keyboard, but a keyboard-sized instrument. That is what a cyberdeck is. Cyberdecks were like super technology for even super advanced society. But now what the game is actually about, other than doing a whole bunch of cool shit, is it's a role-playing game. So you play as a character. What he wants to do, from what I understand, well, you can watch the video for yourself, but I will do my little go-to of it. It's gonna be like Neverwinter Nights, except Shadowrun. Now, I know people are gonna saying, but Neverwinter Nights sucked. Well, maybe. And you're probably also saying, how is it gonna be like Neverwinter Nights if it's a different game completely? Well, it's gonna have its main story, and then you're gonna be able to download stories for it, and it's gonna come with its own campaign creator. Now, if they had done a game any other way, I would say it's not going to work. But making it so it has its own campaign creator, Shadowrun runs on ideas and thoughts for every person that plays, including the storyteller, or the DM, or whatever you want to call him. But yeah, Shadowrun is awesome, and I want you to just go to the thing and check it out, see what he says. He describes it a lot better than I do. But if you want to say you don't want to give it a chance because it's different, Well, I don't know what to tell you. Lots of stuff is different, and if we don't get anything different, we're gonna have the same goddamn shit. Always. And I don't want to have the same I don't want to buy 2 different games and have them be the same games with different graphics and different names. And that's the only difference. I'm sorry. That ain't gonna work for me. This is something new. This is something different. Based on something that has been around for years. And it's going to be made by the original creator, which means it's going to focus on what Shadowrun is actually about, not being a first-person shooter game or any of that. It's going to be a role-playing game. I know we haven't had many good role-playing games lately. Well, not many. But I think if this game gets off the ground, it's going to be an awesome game, and it's going to show people that we do want role-playing games. And honestly, I just think this is the fucking coolest idea ever. So, description, link, click, watch the video or whatnot. And if you have extra money, and you think this is an awesome idea, donate. For the love of God, donate. And maybe you too can run in the shadows.